Shabbat Shalom, Francis. How are you?
Shabbat Shalom. I'm fine. And you?
Yeah, good. Thank you. Good.
Uh,
That's it. Hopefully, we'll have a few more people shortly.
mm, no, it's been a chaotic week. We are moving and living in different rooms during the past few days so that we can improve the apartment before we sell it. So
Okay. Yeah, it looks. Yeah, I've got to say, we can see the outside world at the moment behind you. Is it cold there? It looks
it
cold.
was chilly. I mean, it was very sunny today, but
Is
around
it?
5, 6 degrees.
Oh, not too bad.
So no, it was warmer a few days ago, but now it's chilly again.
Yeah, I think same here. It was quite warm during the week, but I
Mm.
think we got up to 25 degrees. I think on Wednesday, but it's
What?
yeah, but it's back down to about sort of 14 now. So it's
Wow.
dropped a lot. So yeah, Wednesday was really nice. But
Uh,
that was the only day. That was the only day.
I am
But
I my heart is a bit torn because in 2 weeks I'll be in Britain. I'll be in London actually, but South London. And when I checked, it's almost 2 hours to get to where the synagogue is. So because I would
what for
love to come.
Saturday morning?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's we're about in South London. Are you going to be?
I need to see the address. It's a cousin who lives there. Because I'm going to speak at a conference in Brighton, and
Oh,
then I'll
cool.
go to London. Uh, oh yeah. Here. He sent me the address. It's Streatham Common North.
Streatham Common. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. TFL. Let's have a look. News. TFL. Actually, Streatham Common North. Let's have a look. Streatham. Streatham Common. It's got me Streatham Common rail station. Is there more? Just looking at the moment how long it would take, how long they recommend, but
When I put it on Google, it was like 1 hour, 40 minutes or so.
no, they reckon there's quite a lot of trains, but um, they reckon about an hour and 20 minutes
Yeah.
it would take, and this is from Streatham Station or Streatham
Mm.
Common Station. You end up taking a train into Balham, and then you have to change on the Northern Line to Stockwell, and then you go to Oxford Circus, and then you go to Baker Street, and then you go to Stanmore, and then you go to Stanmore Station, and you walk about 10 minutes, I suppose. So, yeah, it's
Mm.
probably about an hour and a half, I think. But it would
Mm.
mean one, two, three, four, five, about five trains and a couple of walks. So
Oh,
it's kind of, it's
uh,
not, you know,
uh,
nice if you haven't got a rush there. But yeah, no, I think.
yeah.
Yeah, you're probably better joining on Zoom,
Uh,
unfortunately.
yeah.
So
Unfortunately, yeah.
so near and so far.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. That's the feeling.
yeah. It's a shame to get all the way here, but
Yeah.
oh well. Right, let's have a look. So it looks like Linda's joined us. So it looks like Rabbi Kathleen is with us. Shabbat Shalom, Rabbi. Shabbat Shalom, Linda. I'm assuming. Kathleen seems to be trying to join, but her camera's not working properly. Um, Shabbat Shalom, Brigitte. we're doing. We've got 4 minutes. Rabbi Kathleen was with us a few moments ago, but I think she may be restarting her laptop or
Yeah.
reconnecting. Um, I could see her there, but her camera wasn't working properly for some reason.
Mm.
Aha. Right. Right, Kathleen, we can see you're here, but we can't see your picture. There's not like a privacy shutter or something like that on the camera, is there, on the laptop?
No, the camera is on. I can see it's on. Can you hear me?
We
Yeah.
can hear you fine,
Ah,
but
good.
on Zoom it's just showing you as not having a or it's showing that you've got a camera, but for some reason it looks like it's blocked.
I don't know why. I really don't know why.
Let
What am
me
I
no,
doing?
because according to
Oh,
this, yeah, it's according to this you're transmitting video, but obviously the video at your end is just showing a grey screen.
yeah, yeah.
Just a
Oh,
question on the on Zoom where you've got video.
yes.
There's a little up arrow next
Yeah.
to it. Is it giving you a choice of cameras or something like that?
Uh,
Go to video settings,
video settings. Let me try that.
It should
Oh,
say.
I'm so sorry,
No,
guys.
that's okay. That's okay.
What is video appearance?
Not seeing
No?
the video. It was just go back to video,
Yeah, video.
and it says here, not,
Not
seeing
seeing
any
video.
video. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So it's not showing a camera there or a different
No.
camera.
Click here.
Yeah.
If where it says video, like on the bottom toolbar
Here.
next to
Yeah.
video, there should be a little
This.
up arrow, and it should
Just
say
this?
select a camera. Is it giving you more than one choice
Oh,
there?
USB video device is the only thing it gives.
That's the only thing. And you've got your USB camera obviously plugged in, and that the lights on the camera.
But well, we don't have a USB video device. It's just a camera. Oh, gosh. I used Zoom not so long ago, and it was perfect. It's just don't know.
Yeah.
What can I do?
And the only thing I could suggest would be restarting the laptop and joining again. If you
Okay.
want to try doing that,
Yeah,
actually,
I'll do that.
do a
Yeah.
proper restart on the laptop and then
Okay.
join us again.
Okay,
Okay,
I'll do that.
We'll
My
wait a couple of minutes.
apologies.
No
Okay,
problem.
good.
That's fine. See you in a couple of minutes.
See you in a minute.
Technology, eh? It'll never catch on. 5 years we've been doing this. It still goes wrong.
It is still, yeah.
That's it.
It's probably the internal camera of the laptop that the driver
It's probably not being
crashed or something.
recognised. Yeah. If you do a complete, if you do a proper restart rather than just a shutdown and startup, it then refreshes everything. Normally gets you out of trouble.
That I don't know if you saw, but there is this British series like the IT Crowd, and
Yeah.
then the solution for the problem is, have you turned it on off and on again?
Absolutely, it works. You know,
Yeah, it
that's
does.
it. You turned it on and off again. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's surprise. Yes, we have a temperamental television. It's a smart TV, but it decides to lock up every so often and eventually powers itself off. And then you turn it back on, and it normally takes 3 or 4 goes of turning it on before it actually gets through and actually works properly. So it's normally when you want to watch something, the thing just doesn't work, and you have to. It's got to the point where we've put a smart plug in there now, so I can switch it on and off from the phone rather than having to walk across the room and power it off at the plug. It's crazy, crazy. Still, Shabbat Shalom, Mike. Good to have you with us.
Right, Sean. I don't know why my camera isn't. Oh, this is. Sorry.
You're coming through on 2 devices, I think. So
Yes,
yeah, what you need to do is mute the other one. That's it. I mean, whatever device you're using, you don't. Whatever you do, don't have the speakers and the microphone on both devices. So otherwise, you get a feedback loop, as you just heard. So no problem. It's probably okay until you try to speak, and then you get the feedback loop. So right, we'll just wait a couple of minutes. Hopefully, Rabbi Kathleen will be with us, and there's Danielle joining. Shabbat Shalom, Danielle.
Shabbat Shalom.
There we go. So, just waiting for Rabbi Kathleen to join us. She had a few technical problems. So, hopefully it won't be very long before she'll be with us. So, are we all happy now to be free of matzah for another year? It's okay, but it loses its novelty after about day 3. I feel like a tube train announcer where they say this train is currently being held at a red signal, but we will be moving shortly. This service is being held awaiting a rabbi, but we will be moving as soon as we find one. It's I know that's Mike coming back in. I got excited there and I thought it was Kathleen, but it's Mike coming back in. I'll give it a couple of minutes. If not, I'll probably try to start the service and Kathleen will join us very shortly. But if you give me a couple of moments.
Can you only hear one of me now?
Yes, just the one of you, Mike. I think.
Oh, good.
That's okay. Yeah.
I got rid of my twin.
Fair enough. Yes. Are you the better looking one of the two?
I am, yes. Thank you.
Oh, fair enough then. Yes. I didn't like that other fellow. No. Oh dear. Right. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to nip downstairs and grab a tullet a minute so we can at least start the service, and then hopefully Rabbi Kathleen will join us shortly. So please bear with me a second. I'll be hold on it. It looks like we've given up on the laptop and David is joining via iPad. This could be... It says David's iPad, but I suspect it may be Kathleen. Bear with us a second. Aha,
Hello.
indeed. You made it.
Okay, so this is David's iPad. There is something, the camera is off on my computer and I don't know how to get it. Well, it's not off, but somehow I can't access it. I just don't know what happened.
Okay, not a problem. Okay, I will mute myself and I will leave. Bear with me a second. I'll share my screen and just we'll get started. So let me just mute myself.
Well, Shabbat Shalom. And, well, Shabbat Shalom. And my apologies for this little technical problem. Unfortunately, I can't see anyone now, but I know there are quite a lot of you here, and Stefan will be my eyes. So, well, Shabbat Shalom and welcome. And one of the things that is so interesting is that even though we are all joining from our homes, I find just trying to be here at this moment of Shabbat sometimes quite stressful, particularly when the computer doesn't quite work and do what you want to do. So with that, I'd like to actually just read a little meditation. It's from Alan Littman, Dr. Alan Littman. There's one thing in prayer that we all need greatly. A few minutes each day of peace and quiet with oneself. At least a minute, a minute fragment of the day to listen within oneself, attending to the voice of God. And that sense of quiet, of focusing inward and reaching out beyond ourselves, I think is so important. And particularly on a day like this, when we all, well, come together for this moment of Shabbat, of literally rest. So let us start this service with Matovu. Matovu Ohalecha. Yes, my talit. I'm so flustered with everything. I just forget. I'm not dressed for the occasion. Let me put on my talit first. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech olam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav tzivanu lehitatef b'tzitzit. And that too helps to bring that sense of closeness, of being enwrapped by holiness. And so let us now start with Matovu. Matovu ohalecha Yaakov, mishknotecha Yisrael. How good are your tents, your sanctuaries, O Jacob, and your homes, O Israel, as we create this sense of sanctuary through our devices from our homes. Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov, mishkanotecha Yisrael. Ma tovu ohalaich Leah, mishkanotayich Rachel. And so as we have now created holy space, let us now create holy time as well. And so I invite you to please light the Shabbat candles with us as well. Actually, David, do you want to
Yeah, I can
do the honors? So I don't know if you can see it.
I can see it here.
I can see it here. Here we go. We'll get there.
Okay. Well, so
They're huge candles.
okay. Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam.
Asher
kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu
להדליק
nir
נר של
shel Shabbat.
שבת. Amen.
Amen.
So let's move them out of the way. And please all join in as much as you can with singing Shalom Aleichem. And it's just such a pity that Sue still hasn't worked out how we can all sing together. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Yom. Mi melech malachei hamelachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Bo'achem l'shalom, malachei hashalom, malachei yom. Mi melech malachei hamelachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Bo'achem Bachuni l'shalom, malachei hashalom, malachei yom. Mi melech malachei hamelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedechem l'shalom, malachei hashalom, malachei yom. Mi melech malachei hamelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And we now turn to the Psalm 98, one of the Psalms of Kabbalat Shabbat. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash, ki niflaot asa, Hoshea lo yemino, uzroa kodsho, hodia Adonai Yeshuato, lenei hagoyim kihilat tzidkato, zachar chasdo ve'emunato, לבית ישראל, ראו כל אוספי הארץ, את ישועות אלוהינו, הריעו לאדוני כל הארץ, ביצחו ורננו, זמרו, זמרו לאדוני בכינור, בכינור בקול זמרה, בחצוצרות וקול שופר, הריעו לפני המלך אדוני, ירעם הים ומלואו, תבל ויושבי בה, נהרות ימחכו כף, יחד ערים ירננו, לפני אדוני כי בא לשפוט הארץ, ישפוט תבל בצדק, במים במישרים. די 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 די. Excuse me. So, we now come to Lecha Dodi, which in which we really bring the Shabbat bride into our midst. And so it's a tradition, and you're welcome to do so if you want to stand up when the Shabbat bride comes in, when we come to the last things. I think actually, if you don't mind, I think I'm going to do a technical change. I am going to change the voice, but I hope you can still hear me. Now I can actually see all of you as well on the computer. So, Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Yadadai, 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 Panei Shabbat, Nekabela. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Yadadai, 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 Panei Shabbat, Nekabela. Shamo וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ותפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, ידדי ידדי ידדי, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, ידדי ידדי ידדי, פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה. מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, ידדי ידדי ידדי, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, ידדי ידדי ידדי, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי גיבה אורך, קומי אורי. אורי אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, ידדי ידדי ידדי, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, ידדי ידדי ידדי, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי בשלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצולה. תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, ידדי ידדי ידדי, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, ידדי ידדי ידדי, פני שבת נקבלה. And Psalm 92, Psalm for Shabbat. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדך, ואמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בחינו. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. כי שימחתני אדוני בפועלך, במעשיך ידיך רנן. מה גדלו מעשיך אדוני, מאוד עמקו מחשבותיך. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. We continue with the last verses to bottom. Tzadik katama, tzadik katama yifrach, ke'erez balvanon, balvanon yiske shetulim. בבית אדוני, בחצרות אלוהינו יפריחו, עוד ינובון בשיבה, דשנים ורעננים יהיו להגיד, כי ישר אדוני צורי, ולא אפלצה בו. And this brings us to the service proper, the call to prayer, the Baruch. Baruch et Adonai המבורך, Baruch Adonai המבורך לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר בדברו מעריף ערבים, בחוכמה פותח שערים, ובתבונה משנה עתים, ומחליף את הזמנים, ומסדר את הכוכבים במשמרותיהם ברקיע כרצונו, בורא יום ולילה, כולל אור מפני חושך, וחושך מפני אור, המעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב ערבים. אהבת עולם, בית ישראל, עמך אהבת, עמך אהבת, תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת, אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו ובקומנו נשיח בחוקיך, ונשמח ונעלוז בדברי תורתך ומצוותיך וחוקותיך לעולם ועד, כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגי יומם ולילה, נגי יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב את עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך, בכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בהם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאורות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. We take a couple of minutes silence to read the second and third paragraphs of the Shema until we come to Leman Tizkuru. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Ani Adonai Elohechem Emet. All this is true and firmly held by us, that you are our living God and no other exists, and that we are Israel, your people. You perform great deeds beyond research, too wonderful to tell. Your children saw your power, praised and thanked your name, and willingly accepted your rule over them. With great joy, Moses and Miriam and the children of Israel answered you in song, all of them saying, Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, Mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, Nora, Tehilot, Ose, Thele, Nora, Tehilot, Ose, Thele. Our living God, your children saw your rule over the sea of reeds. All of them, as one, honored you as sovereign, saying, Adonai, Yimloch, Leolam, Va'ed, Adonai, Yimloch, Leolam, Va'ed. And it is prophesied, for the Almighty has set Jacob free and rescued him from a hand stronger than his own. Blessed are you, God, who rescues Israel. Source of our life and our sovereign, cause us to lie down in peace and rise again to enjoy life. Spread over us the covering of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel and save us for the sake of your name. Be a shield about us, turning away every enemy, disease, violence, hunger and sorrow. Remove the temptation that awaits us and the guilt that lies behind us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings, for you are a God who guards and protects us, a ruler of mercy and compassion. Guard us when we go out and when we come in, to enjoy life and peace both now and forever, and spread over us the shelter of your peace. Blessed are you, God, spreading the shelter of peace over us, over your people Israel, and over all the world. V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et את השבת, את השבת לעשות, את השבת לדורותם, לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי, אותי לעולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי, אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת, שבת וינפש. And now we've come to the Amidah, the standing prayer, the prayer, Tefillah, or also known as Shmoneh Esrei, which is very funny because it says the 18 blessings and yet there are 19. And on Shabbat, we read only 7. So if you wish to stand, you're welcome to, or just we stand in our minds. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'Elohei imoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Rivka, ve'Elohei Yaakov, ve'Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, גומל חסדים טובים, קונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גואל לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם, בוקי שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם, אדוני מחיי מתים, אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ברופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות מתים, ברוך אתה אדוני וחיי המתים. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. You made the seventh day holy to your name, as the end of the creation of heaven and earth. You blessed it above all other days and made it holier above all other times. And so it is written in your Torah, ויחולו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם, ויחל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישפוט ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה, ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. Our God and God of our ancestors, may our rest be pleasing to you. Make us holy by doing your commands, and let us share in the work of your Torah. Make us content with your goodness, and let our souls know the joy of your salvation. Purify our hearts to serve you in truth. In your love and goodwill, let us inherit your holy Shabbat, and may all Israel who seek holiness find in it their rest. Blessed are you, God, who makes the Shabbat holy. רצה אדוני אלוהינו בעמך ישראל, לתפילתם שאה, וברחמך הרבים תחפוץ בנו, ותשרה שכינתך על ציון. ותחזינה עינינו בשובך לציון ברחמים, ברוך אתה אדוני, המחזיר שכינתו לציון. מודים אנחנו לך, שאתה הוא אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו לעולם ועד. צורנו, צור חיינו, ומגן ישנו, אתה הוא לדור ודור. נודה לך, ונספר תהילתך, על חיינו המסורים בידיך, ועל נשמותינו הפקודות לך, ועל ניסיך, שבכל יום עמנו, ועל נפלאותיך וטובותיך, שבכל עת, ערב, בבוקר, בצהריים. הטוב כי לא חלו רחמך, המרחם, כי לא תמו חסדיך, כי מעולם קיווינו לך. ועל כולם יתברך ויתרומם ויתנשא, תמיד שמך מלכנו לעולם ועד. וכל החיים יודוך סלה, והללו וברכו את שמך הגדול באמת, האל ישועתנו, בעזרתנו סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, הטוב שמך, ולך נאה להודות. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. ברוך אתה אדוני, המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום. We take a minute's silence to read the meditation. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל העולם. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. Well, this Shabbat we go back to reading our normal lectionary. So we had a little hiatus, of course, with Pesach, with special readings for Pesach. And this Shabbat we come to a, actually a parasha that I find very, very disturbing. It's Parashat Shmini, which tells us the story of the inauguration of Aaron and his sons. He has 4 sons. The oldest are known as Nadav and Avihu. And during the inauguration service, which should have been such an joyous, special moment, because not only was Aaron and his sons inaugurated into the priesthood, it was also the very beginning of the a sacrificial worship that had been building the tabernacle, that had been building the altar, and this was the joyous beginning of it all. But during that service, the 2 sons of Aaron, Nadav and Abihu, are struck down by fire. They die immediately. They have to be removed out of the camp, and it is a terrible shock. It's quite extraordinary to have this story here, which feels like whatever happened in the wilderness, whether all the stories that we hear about the wilderness ever happened, it feels this must have happened, because why would it be there otherwise? And we find in this, Aaron's response is silence, shock. It's very recognizable that we're so shocked by something so traumatic that we just are dumbfounded and don't even know what to say. But Moses reacts in a quite surprising way. He says, and we read that in our text, Moses said to Aaron, "This is what God meant by saying, 'Through those near to me I show myself holy and gain glory before all the people.'" And Aaron was silent. And it's a very strange thing to say, because we're not quite sure what it means. But the biggest problem really is we don't know why it was a problem to Moses in the first place. And secondly, we don't even know when God said that to Moses, because nowhere in Torah can we find God saying this to Moses. So what is Moses really saying? Marcus Mordechai Schwartz, who is the librarian for the special collection at JTS, rabbinic school in America, he says, he also questions this, and he writes, what is Moses trying to convey to his brother in this moment of sudden tragic loss? Does he mean to be comforting? Or is he simply musing to himself in the shock of the moment, like Robert Oppenheimer did after the Trinity nuclear test, when he said, "I am become death, the destroyer of worlds"? It's actually paraphrasing the Bhagavad Gita. It's not a moment so pregnant with power and potential, triumph and tragedy, that only such words will do. It's a really interesting question. What does Moses want to say to Aaron, but also to us through the Torah? But the rabbis, of course, also wondered, what does this mean? So we look into the Talmud, and we find in the Bavli, in Zevachim, 2 different possibilities of what he might have, where he might this quote have quoted from, what prompted him to say this. And the Talmud says, one suggestion is, what he says is he's actually trying to paraphrase what God said to Moses in Exodus: "Go down, warn the people not to break through to God to gaze, lest many of them perish." The priests also who come near God must stay pure, lest God break out against them. And this is just before we have Revelation happening, and Moses is told by God, everybody has to stay away because it's too dangerous to come close to this mountain, because somehow when you come too close to this sense of holiness, whatever this is, it's too dangerous. It's too untouchable. It's almost indeed like a nuclear bomb that goes off. You can't be near it. And Nadav and Abihu were too near to this holiness. And so it says it's a kind of uncontrollable danger that is posed by holiness, something we can't really understand, we can't really touch. We see the same actually in the Haftarah, that traditionally is also read for Shmini, and that's from the second book of Samuel, another really painful story in which we find that the ark, which had been stolen, had been stored away, is going to be brought back by David, King David, to Jerusalem. And on the way, the ark is on a cart with oxen, and you can imagine a bumpy road. And at some point, it was so bumpy that the ark nearly fell off, and Uzzah just stretched out his hand. He was not supposed to touch the ark, but he did, just because he instinctively wanted to steady the ark. And he too was struck dead and died. And so we have these two moments of where we see somehow a taboo almost, and something has been broken, but it's not because it was a bad act. It was not because they did something wrong, but it's something a line they had crossed by accident, and it was just too powerful and they died. The Talmud also says, well, maybe that's what Moses was talking about, but they say perhaps it's something else. Now this is even more troubling. They say maybe it's a kind of paraphrasing of Exodus 29, where it says, a regular burnt offering throughout the generations at the entrance of the tent of meeting before the Eternal One. For there I will meet with you, and there I will speak with you, and there I will meet with the Israelites, and I shall be sanctified by my presence. Kvodi. Now this is more complicated. Now, Marcus Mordechai Schwartz explains, here God alludes to the divine glory, kvodi, which is always depicted as this pillar of cloud or pillar of fire. So it's this kind of power source, he explains, of the desert sanctuary, and that is God's presence in the story. What does Moses find mysterious or confusing about this? Well, even in the desert, God is represented by the Kohanim. They make up at least a portion of God's glory. Can humans truly sanctify the divine when the divine is already entirely holy? Here, the Talmud suggests that we read the word kvodi, my glory, as mechubadai, those who glorify me. In other words, God's presence is one and the same as the human beings who attempt to approach God. Those who reach out to God can come to represent God so completely that they are equivalent to God's own presence. With this interpretation, the Talmud links the act of Nadav and Avihu, and we don't really know what they did that made them die. We know they died. They did something that they should not have done, but we don't know if it was bad or too good, and we don't know what it was. So it links the act of Nadav and Avihu in bringing strange fire, more typical acts of martyrdom. The Talmud seems to be claiming that the two sons of Aaron chose to serve by dying for God in order to dedicate the sanctuary with their lives. This act of self-sacrifice would show the power contained in the sanctuary and make it a source of awe among the people. While this may be troubling to us, the Talmud's interpretation attempts to fully demonstrate the strength of Moses' words to Aaron. Your sons did not know wrong. They died doing a good thing, sanctifying the divine name among the people. So, what Talmud really says is they sacrificed themselves, which we find, of course, a very difficult thing to accept now. The raw, visceral potency of this understanding is undeniable, and I find it its call a primal one. Though I know there will be many who find this second interpretation deeply disturbing, its demand that connection with God is worth giving up one's life raises the stakes in religious life. When we fail to see that this power, majesty, and glory is one of the things that consistently attracts people to religion, we put ourselves in a very dangerous position. At some level, the tremendous mystery which awakens within us fear and trembling can be properly taken as the divine voice calling out to us. On the other hand, and this is the thing that disturbs us so deeply, what we think to be a great mystery can simply be a moment of self-delusion, leading us into acts of nihilistic self-destruction. One of our most central tasks as religious people is to sort out magical thinking and wish-fulfilling fantasy from God's true demands that lead to authentic holy deeds and actual moral imperatives. And I thought this was such a compelling and deep Dvar Torah, because if indeed what Nadav and Avihu had done, as the Talmud suggests they might have done, and sacrificed themselves, then this is actually telling us this is wrong. This is not the way we really serve God. But the sense of, and that burning sense of enthusiasm of these two young men who brought them to that kind of interpretation of what serving God really means, had to be shown somehow in the Torah as well, to show us that that's not the way, as disturbing as that is. So it leaves us with very, very deep and disturbed feelings, I think, this Parashat Shmini. And I think it's particularly important that we read that after Pesach, where we have this story of, the 10 plagues and miracles, and it's so easy to get completely drawn into a story like that and feel that our faith is just like that. But it brings us right back to reality and says that is not what God wants from us. And it is far more just moral, human behavior that God demands. And so we come really back from Pesach with a very hard bump. But therefore it's actually extra nice to do that on Shabbat all together, because in the community we feel the strength of connectiveness, where we feel we can discuss these really, really important and painful parts of our tradition. So with that, I invite you to actually, what we do first, before we go to the Aleinu, we turn to counting the Omer. And interesting, of course, is that the Omer period is a period of mourning. It's a serious period. So maybe it is absolutely right that we read Shmini at this moment. So let us read the blessing together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat haomer. היום 9 ימים שהם שבוע אחד ושני ימים לעומר. We already have passed 1 week and we're now 1 week and 2 days of the Omer. Let us turn to the Aleinu with a hope for a better world. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, אשר בחר בנו מכל העמים, ונתן לנו את תורתו, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובה מרומי. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו. ידעת היום והשבות אל לבביך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד. Therefore, Almighty God, we put our hope in you. Soon let us witness the glory of your power, when the worship of material things shall pass away from the earth, and prejudice and superstition shall at last be cut off, when the world will be set right by the rule of God, and all humanity shall speak out in your name, and all the wicked of the earth shall turn to you. Then all who inhabit this world shall meet in understanding, and shall know that we are all partners in the repairing of your world. For yours alone is the true kingdom, and only the glory of your rule endures forever. So it is written in your Torah, the eternal shall rule forever and ever. So it is prophesied. Bahaya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz, bayom hahu יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. We live our life, yet hardly know its nature. For from a mystery we come, and to this mystery we return. The death of those close to our hearts grieves and humbles us. Sorry. It reminds us that we all must die, like grass that grows in the morning, that grows so fresh in the morning, and in the evening fades and dies. So we end our year like a sigh. Let us think of those who died at this time in years past. In Mosaic Liberal, we remember Ruth Eva Fiegel, wife of Gideon Fiegel, and Ruth Fiegel Kahn, mother of Gideon Fiegel. Ruth Myers, cousin of Rachel Benjamin, and Elsie Spiegel, grandmother of Sarah Spiegel. And in Mosaic Reform, we remember Annie Berger, mother of Judy Beckman, Betty Miller, mother of Sandy Myrons, Cecil Pinner, mother of Sharon Pinner, Dora Goldman, mother of Judith Barra, Harold Gordon, father of Laureen Nagel, Loretta Mensch, sister of Barbara G., Minnie Shupak, mother of Harold Shupak, and Miriam Goodman, wife of Neil Goodman. Zichronam livracha. How can we accept the reality of death? By remembering the goodness of our loved ones and by shaping our lives after their example. For the memory of the righteous is truly a blessing and an inspiration for all our days. May our lives be always worthy of their memory. And let us say, Yitgadal, Yitgadash Shemei Rabbah, Ba'alma Divrach Chirutei V'yamlich Malchutei, B'chai Echon V'yom Echon, B'chayei D'chol Beit Yisrael, B'agala V'zman Karif V'imru. Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah Mevarach L'Alam U'L'Almaya. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי די קודשה בריחו לאלה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דיאמירן בעלמא ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל העולם, באמרו אמן.
Well, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. First of all, I'd like to thank Rabbi Kathleen for leading the service this evening. In terms of what's happening tomorrow, as usual, Liberals, Masorti service 9:45, Reform service led by Rabbi Kathleen at 10:30, and Liberal service led by lay readers of the community at 10:45. There's also a children's service tomorrow at 11:15. So it's going to be a fairly busy morning, I should think, at the synagogue. And then just going slightly further ahead to Monday evening at 7 p.m, we have an Erev Yom HaShoah service, as well as a survivor of Theresienstadt who will be presenting slides and talking about that. So if you want to come along, that's Monday evening 7 p.m. at the synagogue. And I think with that we will conclude. I believe according to my sheet here it says Yigdal, but I'll leave that up to the rabbi.
Yigdal is fine because so many people actually ask for Adon Olam. It's nice to hear Yigdal sometimes. And there we have it. יגדל אלוהים חי וישתבח, נמצא ואמת אל מציאותו, אחד ואין יחיד כייחודו, נעלם וגם אין סוף לאחדותו, אין לו דמות הגוף ואינו גוף, לא נערוך אליו קדושתו, קדמון לכל דבר אשר נברא, ראשון ואין ראשית לראשיתו, הינו אדון עולם לכל נוצר, יורה גדולתו ומלכותו, שפע נבואתו נתנו, אלא אנשי סגולתו ותפארתו, לא קם בישראל כמו שעוד נביא, ומביט אל תמונתו, תורת אמת נתן לעמו אלא נביאו נאמן ביתו, לא יחליף האב ולא ימיר דתו, לעולמים לזולתו, צופה ויודע סתרנו, מביט לסוף דבר בקדמותו, גומל לאיש חסיד כמפעלו, נותן לרשע רע כרשעתו, ישלח לקט שמים משיחנו, לפדות מחכה קט ישועתו, מתים יחייל ברוב חסדו, ברוך עדי עד שם תהילתו, מתים יחייל ברוב חסדו, ברוך עדי עד שם תהילתו, שם תהילתו. So we now go straight into Kiddush, I think. So if you have a becher and some wine or grape juice, then please do feel free to fill it up and join in with me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav baratzah banu v'shabbat kodsho ba'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom tehila למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים, כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, בשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו, ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש Shabbat. L'chaim. You better drink first.
Okay.
So, and if you have a challah, and once again, we sadly can't transport the challah through the computer. It would be so nice. But yes, if you have a challah, then please do take it as well. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Shabbat shalom, everyone. And thank you so much for your patience while I was battling through our technical problems here. And thank you so much for your quiet... Stefan, I don't know what we would do without you, actually. Thanks so much for hosting again. And Shabbat shalom to everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
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 Thank you very much, Rabbi Kathleen. Thank you. And Stefan, thank you.
You're very welcome. It's lovely seeing you. Well, it's lovely seeing everyone. It's been a while. It's been really nice.
See you next time.
See you next time, indeed.
Bye-bye.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everybody. Have a safe journey.